Okay, we're here.
Hey,
So yeah, you're asking me just book updates. Um, yeah, it's like we're speaking the brutal truth. So
beautiful.
like, I mean, everything just the way I would normally do it. I mean, we got a meeting on Monday. I mean, they okayed the chapters. I mean, I don't know if they're ready for biting someone's cheek off,
Yeah,
but it's going. It has to go in because it's a reality.
yeah,
You're like looking at the stuff where you're grappling somebody, why waste your time? People will teach like some convoluted bullshit move when if your mouth is near something, bite it. If your fingers can gouge something, gouge it, rip it, tear it. It eliminates a lot of the other shit.
I mean, the whole fucking thing is, I mean, you're in tight, you're on the ground, or you're just fucking grappling, you're wrapped up. I mean, you need to get the fuck away from that person as fast as you possibly can.
Right.
That's how you
Right.
do it, right?
I
That's how
mean,
you do it.
when you watch this shit where this some of the things we're gonna talk about, because I got an email, I'll get in a second, but yeah. So what you're talking about is just like if somebody, it's like you want to just go ballistic on somebody as much as possible with whatever you can possibly do, right?
Yeah.
So if they're standing next to me and they grab me, I'm just gonna fucking haul off and hit them, right? So and then just keep hitting them with a barrage of attacks, non-specific attacks to target area groups, and not like this pinpoint counterpoint to if he's doing it this, then do this, which brings me up to an email I got today from a guy where I get my pepper spray from, and he's great. But I don't know. I hope he didn't do this out. He probably hired some marketing firm to send out some helpful self-defense email tips.
Oh
Um,
no.
and some of them are okay, some of them are not, some of them are awful. So um, let me just share these. Let me just see if I can get this up. Okay, so we're gonna share a window. There we go. Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to start with
The wrist grab.
the awesomely ridiculous wrist grab that everybody and their mother teaches. This is the first thing you learn in a self-defense class,
Yep.
and it's awful. All right. So first again, been in, let's just say dozens of fights
Hmm.
and attacks in the real world. Um, I've never seen anybody grab anybody's wrist. Maybe if somebody was trying to control somebody and hold them like in a domestic situation,
Yes.
somebody grab your wrist. So somebody grabs your wrist. Okay, so now they're teaching like a wrist escape. So this is our feeling on this. If okay, so when somebody grabs your wrist, I'll read the copy. To escape someone grabbing tightly on your wrist, don't try to pull away. Instead, rotate your hand until your thumb is aligned with your attacker's thumb and fingers meet. Then jerk your arm quickly and bend it at the elbow. This should make it easier to break free. Okay. First, like somebody grabs your wrist, that's not the attack.
Exactly.
This is what preempts the actual attack. Someone puts your hands on you, they could squeeze on this all they want in the fucking world.
Yep.
It's not gonna make a damn bit of difference. They're not gonna hurt you. What you got to worry about is the entire person grabbing your wrist. Just hit them. Just unload on them and just start hitting them. If this is not somebody this is like, even if it's your drunk brother-in-law and they're grabbing you in a violent way, fucking hit them.
Yeah.
Smash them right in the face. Heel hand, edge hand, just fucking go. Get their hands off it. I guarantee they will let go. And I guarantee
power slap the bitch.
yes, I guarantee they will let go, and I guarantee that you'll be able to get away. At least
Yep.
create more space so you can run away, as opposed to trying to do some convoluted wrist release, which automatically turns it into a grappling match.
Yep.
Now, they're trying to control you, and guess what? If they're bigger and stronger than you, they're going to overpower you.
Yeah.
And you're going to run out of energy probably before they do. So soon as they're doing this, attack. Granted, again, if this is somebody you know doing this, you've allowed them into your space. If it's somebody you don't know, where the hell did they possibly come from? How could they, I mean, this is already like broken through like several barriers we've already developed while training. So you have screwed up. They put their hands on you. But this wrist release bullshit, even if it's your drunk brother-in-law and let's say you don't want to smash him in the face, you smash him in the shoulder or you hit him in the face, get your fucking hands off me.
Yeah.
They'll let go. And look, if you don't think you can generate enough power to hit somebody hard enough that they'll let go of your wrist, there is no way on this God's green earth that you're going to be able to do some type of wrist release.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. This is much harder than just taking your other hand and smashing them in the face.
And and the sad thing is every self-defense training for women always leads off with this. This is the fucking go-to. And I mean,
how much time do you waste trying to figure out that goddamn wrist release? How much time? Hours, days?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I mean, if you were to put that in the book, imagine the poor people trying to read that and fathom it. It's like, and rotate your arm so this is in line with this and aligned with, like, fuck off.
Right. I briefly mention it just in case, it is your drunk brother. And you're like, look, here, if you want to, if there's anything of value and you feel like this, but you don't need it. You don't need it. And I mostly put it in there just to be like, yeah, we know how to do these things. We've practiced that. But it's not like I'm teaching you that you don't need these things. Just fucking hit them. But I'm going to tell you, as soon as you try that shit and it doesn't work, you better hit them.
Yeah.
Again, this is against somebody, not, somebody who who may be just trying to get you, but no, nobody should put their hands on you that you don't want you don't want their hands on you. They shouldn't put their hands on. Does that make any sense? No one should put their hands on you that you don't want them to put their hands on you. I can't figure that out.
Nobody should touch you that you don't want touching you.
Thank you.
This is my privacy bubble.
Right.
Don't touch my no zones.
Right. Exactly. Not where the bathing suit covers. So the next one, aim for the knees.
Awesome. Oh my God.
Okay, so shoot the sole of your foot towards your attacker's knee to incapacitate them, then run. These are extremely hard to protect. Anyone who's trying to chase you needs to be able to use their legs, so hurting their knee can give you the advantage. Okay. Yeah, we talk about this a lot. I talk about this in the book too. If your knee was that fragile, why do you train to hit people with your fucking knee?
Yeah.
You train to knee somebody. It's not that fucking fragile. It's fragile when it's twisted. It's fragile when it's locked. Ligaments can get torn. You can smash the patella and the kneecap, but it's very, 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 very hard to do. Kicking at the knee may stop them and pause them. Also kicking the shin, smashing on the instep. But for this thing, I'd much rather aim for the shin or the knee. You're not going to incapacitate shit. You may get them to pause their attack and stop their momentum briefly. Then you better, if you're not that much faster than them, you better follow up with a much more brutal and vicious attack. You're not going to hurt their knee, a bent knee in a fighting situation with an athletic, an athletic stance. So what they're saying, right, is like you kick it, you're going to like dislocate it or disrupt it. Right. So, in order to do that, you need, both sides, the femur and the tibia, like solid so you can, break the knee. So even if the bottom heel was dug in the ground and the leg was fully extended, if you smash this thing hard enough, as hard as you could, you're probably just going to knock them down. You may cause some, hyperextension to the knee depending on their weight. If they're a big fat fucker and they got a lot of weight on there, that may do it, but very, 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 very low percentage. I mean, you dislocate knees. Knees get damaged so much because of torque.
Yes.
I blew out my knee on AstroTurf because I was hit and my fucking knee twisted. Heel hooks, leg locks. Those are the kinds of things that destroy knees, not kicking at it. Again, this is another martial arts myth that has been propagated. Headbutt. Okay. You may be scared of hurting yourself, but when done correctly, you can severely injure your attacker. Grab your attacker's shirt collar, push them back, and then jerk them forward. This momentum keeps their shoulders and arms open, which will make your headbutt more effective. Be sure to be looking at the ground when your head makes connection to their face. Okay. Mostly, it's 50% okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The biggest problem is, one, you shouldn't be looking at anything. Your eyes got to be slammed tight shut and your fucking neck tight, and you move your body as a unit into the headbutt. Because if you don't, and you do this with your rattle of your head, you're going to, one, cause more concussive damage to your head. Two, your eyes will start rattling and you'll lose focus, and you may do as much damage as to, what you're attacking. Definitely using the crown of your head. Okay. So above the ear, all the way around the top of your skull, into the soft parts of their face. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Grabbing them and moving them forward and slamming it. Yeah, sure. Okay. We also do that with the drop step. So you're putting all your weight into the assault. But I will tell you this, guys, practice hitting something with this.
Yep.
Don't just imagine. I mean, you got to hit and you got to feel what that impact is like, and you got to drive yourself into them. Because shit, dude, if you don't, you'll be, you'll knock you can knock yourself
on the ground. That's right.
Yeah. So, okay, poke them in the eye. All right. Even though it may seem simple, can be too simple, can be extremely effective. Don't hold back any pressure. You may incapacitate them to where they no longer see you. If they can't see you, they won't be able to catch you as you escape and seek help. I mean, okay, poke them in the eye. Definitely. Yeah. You may just cause again, it's not going to pop the eye out just poking them, but yeah, you'll scratch the cornea, you'll cause water in the eye, definitely,
even just getting that initial fucking flinch reaction is going to give you something to be able to follow up. So yeah, right. Definitely.
Go for the ears. Okay. I did that twice. So everyone's ears are extremely sensitive, and attackers are no exception. Cup your hand and slam your palm into your attacker's ear at full force. It sends pressure in the ear canal that can throw them off balance and even burst their eardrum. You can also grab your opponent's ears and yank. Extremely painful and very difficult to escape. Okay, I don't have a problem with this.
Yeah, I like that.
Sure. So yeah, that's good. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're 2.5 or 5. So they scored a 50% on this. Yeah.
And they didn't even mention biting the fucking ear off if you're like in nice and tight.
Yeah, but right. I mean, the context of what they're doing, I get it. But yeah, I mean, biting the ear, biting the nose, yeah, of course. Grabbing the 2 fingers, how to rip the ear. We kind of actually get into that in the book too. Sticking your finger in, grabbing the thing, especially if it's like more cauliflower. Not that mine's that bad, but the more cauliflower the ear is, it actually easier it is to come off.
Did you do a section on wet willies?
That's yes, of course. Yes, I did. So, all right. So yeah, that's what happens if you send me emails, and yeah, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, as soon as this other wrist grab, I'm like, oh, here we fucking go. Here we go. But so okay.
I love that.
Anyway, so I got it. So yesterday, I got someone I knew from a long time ago reached out to me. Nice enough person. He's middle aged. He like contacts me. He's like, I want self-defense training. And then within that first sentence, he's like, but I don't have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So then he proceeds to get into, how this guy who lives in his area has been bullying him over the last like couple of years. So, when I get this and I'm like, my first reaction, again, I'm going to help people. This is what I do. I mean, I'll go through, what I said in a conversation, but again, my first impression is, of course, okay, you're telling me like your life is ruined, you're this, you're that, but you got a cost cap on this.
Mm-hmm.
So my first thing to him is start training, because I really don't train anybody privately unless it's like a small group, like we do like the Department of Justice and like that. I'm not teaching. I just don't do that right now. My first reaction is, okay, we'll get a Bob and then we'll talk.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Get a training dummy. We'll talk. First, if you want to talk about training, get a training dummy, we'll talk. Okay. So at least from that perspective, from that point of view, like we've got a go, no go scenario. If you just want to come up and work out for one day for free and think, it's not going to do anybody any good.
No.
So my first, my second suggestion, I should say, was, do you have pepper spray? So I'm like, get pepper spray. And he does have pepper spray.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, good. Test it, make sure it works. Great. Okay, so now keep it with you all the time. So when the guy gives you, don't engage with this guy. If you engage with him, you're opening the door, right? So why would you want this person in your life, right, is my thing. So, you live in the same complex. You're like, okay, I'm going to see this fucking guy. It's like, look, man, let's just stay out of each other's way.
Yeah.
He's already called the cops because the guy was in his face yelling at him. The guy already threatened him, said he was going to choke him, knock him out and do us others, beat the shit out of him. So the guy's already demonstrated intent. So he's got a history of intent. You already called the cops. You have established a legal right to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you do defend yourself, and it's a situation like this, I'm like, make no mistake, you're probably going to have to defend your actions in court.
100%.
Right? So this is someone you live with. This is someone you have history with. And if you do kick his ass or get the better of him, make no mistake, he's probably going to want to press charges. It's probably not going to be, oh, okay, my bad.
I fucked up.
Okay. So I'm like, have your pepper spray with you. Establish distance. I go, tell him you don't want a problem. Just walk away. Keep your eye on him and just walk away. Don't threaten him with the pepper spray. Don't do any of that fucking bullshit. I'm like, you're trying to walk away. If he comes at you, spray him. That's it. I go, then you go call the cops. Like, look, I was attacked outside my house by my neighbor again. I'm in fear for my life. Please come. Don't say anything that you did. Don't say anything like that. Right? Cops show up. Guy like, he pepper sprayed me. I'm like, listen, I was in fear for my life. Don't even mention that you pepper sprayed them. Right? It's going to be pretty obvious, but there's no need to. He's like, I was in fear for my life. Do I need a lawyer? Right? That's the first thing you come out. I'm like, if, it's like, I wanted to end this in the least, do I need a lawyer? I mean, you pepper spray somebody, you're like, look, this guy's been bothering me. We've had a history. I pepper sprayed him because I didn't want to really hurt him. I just wanted him to stop. I was in fear for my life. I left and I called the cops. That's your story. That's what you do. Right? You don't have to get into anything else with the guy. Even if it just makes him, as you say, even if it makes him blink and the pepper spray for some reason doesn't work on him, he's like one of those people, doesn't matter. You can still escape, get in your house, call the freaking cops.
Yeah.
But still, that was like a text thread that lasted like an hour, like him going back and forth, just, ranting about how crazy this guy is. So this guy's a lunatic. This guy's crazy. You're in fear for your life and you want to train and you can't believe that you're a middle-aged man and you've got to, do this stuff. I go, this happens every day to people.
Yeah.
One of the things we like to say, don't wait till you're thirsty to dig the well. I'm like, dude, you're coming at me and you want a quick and easy. I'm like, pepper spray, there you go.
And this dude is beyond fucking thirsty, apparently,
Right. So, but I'm like, now you've got to go, let's talk about it. It's adrenaline. I go, yeah, it's, SNS activation. And that's what happens. I'm like, do you work out after? I'm like, I'm like, you got to kind of get rid of that adrenaline dump. I go, you should be working out every day. I go, get a bob. I go, once you start doing that, I go, reach out to me. And then I'll make them get the training system.
Yeah.
Like, start training. I go, if you have any questions, let me know. So for literally $600, $700, you could be set up and go and have a lifetime of training. Everything you need. Is it worth that to you? Oh, but you got to do some work and you got to actually train. That you have to do. So, when that starts happening, then it's like, yeah, dude, this is what, it's not like, I'm not saying you got to spend years of your life, but you got to spend some time. Holy crap.
Exactly.
I mean, you are that fucking upset, then you're not that upset. I don't know, the messages that you're sending me are, I want to do anything, but I don't want to spend $300 on a training dummy and $400 on a training system. Okay.
Yeah, then you're just whatever. I mean, the cost, if you get fucking physically fucking injured, the cost, physical, emotional, all of those are going to far outweigh whatever this system would ever fucking cost you.
Plus, what happens is when you're training, it actually psychologically calms you because you're putting in a solution. And this is what happens with victims of violence that we see, when they start, okay, you didn't have an answer that time, but now I'm getting an answer this time. And you're working it out. And actually, as you're training, as you're preparing, you're giving, you're solving that question of the unknown, right? You're like, I don't know what to do. I felt so powerless. I felt trapped. What do I do first? But now it's like, okay, I'm fucking doing this first. I'm fucking doing that first. Even if it may not go like that, but now you're like, your mind has a question about a life or death situation or situation where you could severely, get severely injured. And you're now have an answer for it before you didn't have an answer for it. So that stress gets eliminated by training. So, this is what I try to explain. It's like, no, okay. I'll let you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, if, again, you have a real problem, right? You have a real situation that you're living with every day. And no. You just, the fucking fucked up thing is you bother me.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I need this. Oh, look here. Say this magic spell and, throw some wolfsbane at him or some shit.
You should start making you start making those little fucking voodoo dolls and just fucking pricking them for people.
Right. Like, why are you fucking bothering me?
Yeah.
Dude, the help is not the help you wanted. Oh, come over for an hour and you'll be able to fucking beat everybody up. Bro. Holy crap. I mean, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
That's what.
I mean, Jesus Christ almighty. I just, if it were like that easy, everyone would freaking do it.
Yep.
Again, I'm not saying you got to spend 5 years, 2 years, but even if you just did a few months of practicing like the basic fucking strikes, forward drive, keeping your head down, elbow up and going and just being ruthless as fuck, at least you could do something, you know, and then I'm not talking about taking an edge weapon. I'm not talking about doing any of that or an impact weapon or something, which, yeah, dude, put a blackjack in your hand, shit. But, I realize it's a neighbor, and you don't want to obviously, this isn't street crime. This isn't a home invasion. This is where, kind of want to leave a firearm out of it. But here you go. You've got someone who's threatening you and threatening to choke you. And here's his other, of course, this is a common misconception. It's like, well, he's got to, the whole throw the first punch thing.
Oh,
Dude, no. I'm like, that's not how it works. I'm like, he's got to have intent, opportunity, and ability.
Yeah.
That's it. I go, he's already demonstrated intent. I'm assuming, he's a grown man, so he has and he can walk, and he has the ability to, to at least attempt to hurt you. That's all you need. So I'm like, don't let him get close to you. If you just say, I don't want to fight. And that's it. When he fucking comes at you, you fucking juice him.
Yeah.
It's like literally a 5-minute conversation.
And you know what? You'll never hear back from that fucking guy about it now.
Right.
Unless he just wants to bitch.
Right. But you know what, dude? So it's like, at least, and this is what I'm telling you and all the instructors out there. It's like when you get somebody that wants to, I want to come train with you. Okay, get a training dummy.
Well, get fucking something. Get something you can hit. Right.
Right. I got to answer this email real quick. Sorry to be a pain in the ass, but okay, I just want to, because this guy was looking for I gotta say please.
So for everybody watching, this is a prime example that, like, as men, we can't fucking multitask. We just
dude, multitask in general is bullshit. It doesn't work.
One fucking thing at a time.
We're serial processors. So this was a guy who he got a backpack, he got a first responder, wanted a switchblade, ordered the wrong thing, sent it back, and we have very simple returns. I'm like, look, email us. I go, tell us, just give us put your name, order number on the box, send me the tracking number, because it goes back to a fulfillment house, and it's a big warehouse. It's not just our company. There's like hundreds of companies at this place. So when it goes back, they can scan it. They got it. It goes back. So he does 2/3 of everything except the most important part of giving me the tracking number. Didn't even tell me it went back. He sent it back like over a week ago. Yes, I'm going on a cruise. I'm like, okay, dude. I go, we're looking for this thing, but I need a tracking number. So he finally gave me the tracking number, and they fucking have it. So hopefully we'll get that out to him later today or tomorrow, and I'll have it by February 11th. So,
fuck.
but it's just normal shit, doing business, no big deal. But it's Yep. So. So I said, like, that came in. I just wanted to, take care of him because it had a little time element to it. So anyway, so what's going on? What else going on with you?
Oh shit, not too much. I mean, the weather. You know what? I don't know what the weather's been like in your fucking neck of the woods, but here we'll get beautiful fucking weather, and then all of a sudden we get dumped on with like 80 feet of fucking snow. And now on Friday it's going down to like minus fucking 37 or some stupid ass shit here, where nobody wants to go leave their fucking house.
Right.
2 days later, going back up into the fucking plus is like, you know what, man? I don't know. I'm going to fucking hibernate for the rest of this fucking winter.
Well, I mean, winter for us is only about 4 or 5 more weeks. So it was freezing. I mean, like 0 in Christmas Eve, around Christmas. And then it went back up and really hasn't. We had a couple of snow flurries. Like today, it snowed this morning a little bit, just flurries. And then now it's back in the 40s and 50s. So it's like shorts, still wearing shorts, so running in shorts and working out outside. Yeah, man, it's like, it's great. I mean, here's the thing, like, people freaking out like climate change. I'm like, okay, look, climate's always changing, always. And do I think, we as human beings are contributing to it? Definitely. But, it's like listening to these experts, they don't know if it's 5%, they don't know if it's 100%. They don't know. Right. So it's not like the argument's settled. But one thing's for sure, warmer is better than colder.
Yes.
People don't understand, like, oh, it's getting warmer. Yeah, well, given the choice, you want it to get warmer because you have longer growing seasons. And, okay, so the fucking, so the seas will rise or whatever. I mean, okay, like I've heard everyone's got conflicting, thoughts about how much. But the reality is, like, even the polar ice caps, the majority of them. So if you take an ice cube, right? And so water expands like 10% when it's frozen. So how much the sea would rise if, like, let's say everything melted? How much the sea would rise is debatable because most of the ice is under the polar ice caps is underwater. Right. And now add that. So there's already displacement happening. Add that as it turns the water, it reduces the molecules, reduce in size. So, it's not like, oh, everything's going to go up, 100 feet or whatever. But that's not even it. How is it that if I want to buy a beachfront property, I can still get my house insured and I can still get a 30-year mortgage on that shit?
Yes.
So like the actuaries in the insurance companies got pretty, like, they're pretty, they spend a lot of time and money being right that nothing happens to your fucking house. If not, they would just completely go out of business. The banks are not going to lend you money for something that might not be here in 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So when our former president buys a beach house on Martha's Vineyard, which is an island, how much is he really concerned about, global warming and climate change?
Yeah.
When he's spending his summers in Martha's Vineyard. I mean, really. So you got to interject, some, look at, some reasoning into this. I mean, look, I'm all for taking care of the environment, right? I mean, it's important. Our natural resources. I think, I think taking care of the environment and climate change are two different things. We want to take care of the environment. We want to live a cleaner, better life. At the same time, I bet you people weren't expecting this rant on a self-defense fucking.
No, you got all fucking scientific and everything.
Stupid. So, I think that, you're looking at, everyone wants to go green, and I don't think they're really talking about how much that costs as far as, what energy costs are for the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
Is it more important to make energy cheap and give it to more people than it is to make energy expensive where only a handful of people can have? Because if you're in a developing country, it's natural gas and coal. I mean, that's what in order to get through that industrial process. Right now, you can't be turning China and India into and Africa into wind farms. It's way too goddamn expensive. I mean, there's the nuclear option, but again, you still have to build up that infrastructure. I mean, nuclear energy, is definitely the cleanest and most affordable. But again, it's not like they're popping out of, it's not like you can just pop one up. So, I think things have a normal evolution. I think the problem is, our lifespan is limited on the planet. So we want change. We want everything like right now.
Yeah.
Like my buddy with the self-defense, he wants it right now. I want it right now. I'm like, no, dude, it's going to take, weeks and months to at least get you, weeks to get you like some working comfort level, months to get you some level of better proficiency where you have like some real confidence in self-defense. Same shit, dude. It's like people are like, oh, end racism. I'm like, you got to look back 50 years. You got to look back 40 years. And there was still Jim Crow law. I mean, how far we've come.
Yep.
We always need to continue to move forward and to grow. Always. That's just part of life. But people don't, they want it fucking now. They want to see it in your lifetime. But I bet you dollars to donuts that if, Martin Luther King were alive today, he'd be like, holy shit. Look at this. Hey, yeah, right. There's still some fucked up stuff going on, but for the most part, I mean, we've come a long way.
Yes.
So, I don't know, again, just really trying to, live in reality with everything. But I don't know. So
one more thing before we wind this up. Do you remember, I think it was mid last year, might have been even a little bit before that, you were starting to fuck around with BFR.
BFR.
The blood flow restriction with your workouts.
Oh, yes.
Seeing as how you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about right now, I clearly
no,
not doing it.
I took I haven't done it in 3 weeks.
Okay, yeah, because I've been doing it myself here again for the last 3 weeks, almost a month now, and I mean, I like it. I like it a lot because it's not beating the shit out of me.
Right. I'm going to get better bands. The ones I have are kind of like the cheapy ones.
Yeah.
So, just basically elastic straps. So I want to get the ones that I could fucking like kind of pump up.
Yeah.
And really kind of get good restriction.
Yes.
But definitely. Yes. Without a doubt. That's I've
been fucking with some off Amazon and they're not too bad. You get a pretty decent pump, but I'll tell you, man, people don't realize I was using the fucking dumbbells that I had here. I'm working fucking bench press and I mean, I'm working like 80s, 90s and it's fucking killing me. When I say 80s, right. 90s, I mean like total, right? Like 45, 45. And it feels like fucking 300 pounds, right? Because apparently with that shit, they're saying you want to do somewhere between 10 and 30%. What is it? Is it 10 and 30% of your 1 rep max?
Right. Yes. Right.
So you think to yourself, how much could this really fucking do? You pick up these fucking light weights and you start fucking around with these and, you're feeling it.
Yeah. I said it worked better in the beginning and it stopped. That's why I think I got to get better bands because these ones are just kind of, they're played out. They're only like $40. So, so that's definite. But the other thing I've been doing a lot, but I haven't never stopped is the whole knees over toes thing. If you follow the knees over toes guy, it's basically for your legs and your knees. Okay.
All right.
So essentially what he says is like, and I've been doing this for like a year now. So the front of your muscles, like, the front muscle on your knee and the front muscle on your calf, on your shin, those are like your stabilizer muscles and they're the most like ignored. So they hold the kneecap in place. They help, and your hip flexor as well. So your hip flexor, front of your thigh, front of your knee, like the muscles that come down the front of your leg, especially the smaller ones, because those get ignored. And what you want to do is start getting blood flow to them and developing them. And that like has almost removed all the pain in my knees.
Really?
Yeah. So what I've been doing is walking, like a few main things. One, walking backwards with a weight sled every day. I do it's part of my warm up. I'll do about, I guess it's like 50 yards. So like 25 to maybe more, 75, 80. I do up and down my driveway twice. So that's like, I started with just a weight sled and then I just put weight on it. Don't want to make it too difficult. But still enough to where you have to just step back and really get your foot back so your knee is over your toes.
Okay.
Do that every day as a warm up. Then like I'll do squats with my heel raised on a like 2 inches.
Yeah.
Go all the way down. So we're obviously not using heavy weight, going all the way down and up on the squats. We're doing the front still with that heel raise, front lunges where my knees going over my toes. There's like reverse, with the bands, I'll do toe extensions. So I'm like sitting down, I'm extending my toes. So I'm getting the front of that muscle. Obviously still doing deadlifts, straight leg deads, special exercises, reverse lunges, shit like that. So, I mean, on his Instagram, he like puts up shit all the time. and he has a program which I recommend. But even if you wanted to just add exercises to what you're doing, I would say like the backwards walking backwards with the sled, fucking awesome. Like,
I'm gonna check
and
that guy out.
it takes like months. And even when like my knees would be bothering me, I would like go and do that, and it actually would provide some relief, because I'm, just even if it was just lightweight, just walking backwards and pulling a little resistance. So yeah, that helps a lot. And yeah, and I still like hit the Makawara like every day.
Yeah.
That's like, that's part of my warm up. It's like walking backwards, push ups, Makawara, ab wheel, and one other thing. And then that's like the warm up. And then I'll go into my lift, and then I'll wait a few hours, and then I'll do some cardio, unless it's a leg day. And then I'll walk with like a 50-pound weight vest on, shit like that. So, until I get bored with that. But yeah, definitely BFRs. I gotta get a new set because I stopped because I think I just wore them out.
Yeah, I believe that the fucking some of them are like so fucking cheaply made, right?
Right. It's just literally like a fucking elastic band. So, what else? We got new instructors coming on.
I've got a follow up with 3 new instructors coming that we're looking to come on in February, and I've got another guy. And for anybody who's watching this, there is the option to test as a level 1 or level 2 instructor. You can become certified to train or to teach the self-defense training system. Right. You won't be a fully branded instructor, but there is that option for those of you who do want to add that. Maybe aren't looking at becoming a full-time instructor, or just looking to pick up an instructor certification because you have some people you want to fucking teach, or whatever the reason is. Doesn't matter to us. That option is there. So we got a couple of people who are looking to do that. So things are it's a good time. It's a good time to be doing shit, right? New year. COVID is kind of a thing of the past, sort of. People aren't really talking about it as much.
Not in Canada.
Yeah. We're
man. Yeah.
And and it was interesting. There's I saw it in the fucking States. It's now available in Canada. It's the something ungun. I don't know if you've seen this fucking thing, but I'm gonna have to send it to you so we can talk about it. It's like a gun, but I guess it shoots. I don't know what the fuck it shoots. I'm gonna send this shit to you so we can talk about it.
Is it a pepper spray gun?
No, it has some kind of thing that it fucking shoots. It's not like paintballs, but it shoots something sort of similar to that.
So that's okay. So I actually
this non-lethal thing.
Yeah, I mean, in the self-defense for dummies, you talk about that, like pepper spray guns. Yeah, I mean, I don't like them over pepper spray.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing it does, it gives you like farther range, but the problem is you can miss, and it's CO2. I imagine the gun that you're talking about.
I've got fucking no idea. I mean, now I'm gonna want to try fucking look this fucking thing up because I saw an ad for it yesterday. Is this it? Did I just fucking find it? I think I just found it. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna share my screen so I can show you this shit. Where do I have to go to do that? 3. Share screen. All right. Are you seeing this?
Oh yeah, sure. That's a pepper spray gun. Yeah, it's burner. Sure.
These little kinetic projectiles here. Yeah. So apparently this is now available in Canada.
Okay, so I'm very familiar with this brand. They also purchased ballistic packs, which is a competitive backpack to ours. So, different deployment system. We don't need to get into that now. I got some videos and shit up with it, comparing them. So yeah, so this is the burner. Like, so when this first came out, it was on Sean Hannity program.
Yeah,
and everyone went nuts with it and bought it around here, and they got slammed where they were like back ordered for like 8 months. I mean, good for them. Shit happens. The weapon itself, it's fine. You'll only get like 5 or 6 shots out of that CO2, and then it starts to drop off in distance and effectiveness. If you miss your target, it doesn't do you any good.
Well, yeah, like anything else, right?
Yeah. So if fire, I mean, you got to aim, fire, and go. You can get some practice stuff. It's it winds up being, I mean, it's fine if, I mean, again, I'd rather have pepper spray, but if for the situations where you've got them at a distance, you want to, and that's your only option. Okay. Like an active shooter, let's say,
Mhm.
that would work. But, as far as like somebody coming up in, with close quarters, you still run the same problem you have with a handgun. You
Yes.
still got to access it. You still got to draw it. You still got to conceal it. So you can wear it on your hip, fine. But again, it's a full size weapon. So you're limited into how you can carry it and then what you're wearing when you're carrying it. Right. I see have it in your car, sure, in your home. Okay. Problem with your home though is that, you deploy pepper spray in your home. Now it's in your home.
Exactly.
So you're both going to be breathing that shit in. I mean, if somebody comes in your home, use a fucking gun. I'm like, holy shit. So, I mean, especially because home invaders are typically armed because they expect you to be home. Burglars are not, because carrying a weapon, carries a larger, a bigger sentence. So a lot of like the burglars, they want to come in when you're not home, go in and out in 10 minutes, grab what they need and leave. Right. So they'll sit and they'll like watch the house, wait for you to leave, go kick your door and throw a goddamn chair through your sliding glass door and fucking walk in. So, home invaders, no, they're armed, they're violent. They're going to want to like your fucking ATM card. They're going to want to go through everything in your house and take as much as they can. So that being said, the burner also presents a problem because now you have a gun-like object in your hand. Right. So what happens when, you're drawing this and somebody sees, oh, they have a gun. You hear the sound go off. It's a gun. So it's just a reality. You may get shot with your burner. Not saying that not to carry it. I'm just letting you know that, look, okay, so if you have like regular pepper spray, close quarter range, you're not going to get mistaken for somebody with a gun. You're going to be able to carry it a lot easier and more places than you would. The burner, limited in range, and it has a greater range. If you miss, you're fucked. If you miss with the pepper spray, it doesn't matter. They're walking through the fog anyway. But again, they're farther away. You also get the intimidation factor that, your threat, thinks maybe that you're shooting at them.
Yep.
Right. So that would be an added bonus. So again, there's always trade-offs, right? With all this stuff. But don't think that you're using that against, somebody with a firearm. I just think, you're like, you can maybe distract them, but then you're going to have to fucking, obviously you're running away. I'm sorry. I take that back. I misspoke. You can use it on somebody with a firearm for sure. But again, you're not, you're only temporarily incapacitating them.
Yeah.
Right. So you're, escaping, if you're running towards them, understand you're going to be inhaling that fucking pepper spray. I mean, the pepper spray is good, especially if your primary focus is to escape. Right. If you're a civilian and you don't need to, you're obviously not a cop, not a security, where I got to spray this person and put my hands on them. That's where I think like pepper foam, has a little bit better application only for law enforcement and security. Because if you're spraying it on somebody, it's not getting all over the place. It's a little more contained, not as contained. But, for civilians, it's like pepper spray, hands down, without a doubt. But said, it's funny, all the guys that bought burners, they all have guns now.
Yeah, I believe that.
Oh, it was the gateway drug. It was funny. It was like, everyone bought burners. Our town started qualifying at the local gun club. Everybody bought guns.
Nice.
It's like a nice little gateway into the firearm. So, the fact that it's interesting that Canada is like trying to do that in place of handguns, it's still, still gonna have problems.
100%. 100%.
You
It was
know?
just interesting because it came across my on fucking Facebook the other day. I thought, oh, what the fuck is this? Right? 'Cause
Right.
being
Right.
here, I got no idea.
Right. So, all right, man. Cool. I got to get ready for my 2:00. So, everything looks good. Keep posting,
Yep.
everybody. Don't forget, we got armored backpacks. We got the instructor program. We got the book coming out. We got training, as always, rolling online.
Yep.
Just hit us up at myselfdefensetraining.com or bulletproofbodyguard.com. Okay, until next time, everybody, train honestly. Peace. Peace. What the hell did I just say?